Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you got the super team of sports talk here with y'all. On one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. And I'm here checking in with my main man, the partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good people? It's the other A and A Sports, your boy Uncle Hate, broadcasting live on the first day of baseball. I'm wearing a Yankees hat. It is spring. It actually feels like spring in Atlanta today. It actually does. What's good?
Oh, man, I can't call. I was going to ask you, did you switch teams?
Nah, no switching of teams. I just got a lot of hats.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees is a classic. Even if you don't like baseball, that's just one that probably always have in the collection. But I'm sure.
That goes on my A-Rod jersey. I feel like a winner when I wear
it. Hey, this might be the year to break it back out for the Yankees. Big things are expected out of them. So,
yeah,
you know how that fan base goes. Anything probably less than a World Series trip is going to be unacceptable.
Shit, since we talking about it, I can give an early dub to Giancarlo Stanton. His first at-bat with them today was a home run. They are going ham up there.
Hey, that's what's up.
You know, long season.
Yes, sir. All right. As always, people want to welcome y'all. And we appreciate everyone that joins us every week from week to week on all our shows, listening and watching on both the YouTube platform and also the Spreaker platform. Spreaker's for on the go listening, more of a podcast style. YouTube is YouTube. You know, you get to see our ugly faces a couple times a week. Whichever you choose to do, search it at AA Sportscast, straight sports, no chaser. You can find our material episodes there. As always, want to shout out to the sponsors, Distinct Finds. Shop Distinct Finds on the eBay website for all women's and children's fashion. Use the promo code AA Sports 10 for a 10% discount. And then also shop with our boys over at Notoriously Fly. Don't just get fly, get Notoriously Fly. You can find them on IG. And our folks over there at revisparis.com. You can find them on IG as well. A lot of good gear and everything going on there. So let's jump right on into this, people. Y'all know how we do. In the club, free before 10 with y'all broke asses. We getting right on to it, baby. It's open bar. Pour it up. And Uncle, hey, what do we have on the menu tonight? Is it gin, vodka? What we got?
Well, we've been dry on this show for a couple weeks now. Some kind of way I done fell into your ban on alcohol, but as far as this open bar, I got a little bit today.
It's funny because Lent's actually over today. So I technically can have a drink, but I don't know when I actually will.
Yeah. So, you know, we've been lucid lately. We don't need no more 2-hour debacles like we did a couple months ago. We was slap ass drunk on here. We don't.
Oh man, yeah, that was a little bit too much straight sports, no chaser. There was no chaser.
There was no chaser.
Everything was straight. Yeah.
But let me get in these dubs and L's. I got a few. I got an L for Trayvon Boykin. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. The backup quarterback up in Seattle. Well, he used to be with them formerly.
Right. Yeah. You exactly used to be.
Yeah, that shirt you have on, that symbolizes exactly what this cat is right now. A wild animal. How he made that team last year behind the foolishness, I don't understand. But
I'm saying, because then he had some shit last year.
Yeah, so he has basically been arrested four times total, 3 times in the last calendar year. Got caught with weed last year, resisting arrest, a probation violation because he was already on probation for a bar fight where he went ridiculously crazy in Texas. And then the other day, he broke his girl's jaw, choked her and broke her jaw. And Seattle cut him.
Sucker shit.
Yeah, that's all he needs right there. That's the L for being a sucker.
Well, now the weed stuff. Where did he get caught with weed at? Because ain't weed legal in Seattle?
You know what? That's a good question.
Recreational, at least, yeah.
It is up there.
But you know, a lot of them cats. I think that's probably what happened with Reuben Foster. You know, they get drafted by these teams. They go to these cities where it's legal. And then they like to go back home to where it ain't legal.
Right.
So it could be very well one of them situations.
Right. Well, you get an L off top, homeboy. And Seattle now has a backup position for a quarterback. We'll see what happens. And a running offense. We'll see what happens.
You know.
We're not going to talk about it. That's the extent we're going to give it. Right?
certain guy out there, you know.
That's it. All right, I got a dub for Nasir Little. I watched this game. He is a McDonald's All-American who is committed to go to North Carolina. The young man looked good last night. I looked at this game going into it as a scrimmage for Duke because they had damn near everybody. But our guy with North Carolina actually got the MVP. We're going to see where it goes. One thing I will say, Roy coaches these kids up. We're starting to get McDonald's All-Americans, like we had two in the game, and I believe one more kid who didn't make the game coming. So shout out to him for getting that.
Yeah.
Solid game.
I think Zion messed up his thumb in the game, right?
Yeah. I know we wanted him real bad, but I don't know how that's going to translate on the next level. He's what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, no, but he's probably about 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, well, it might work because it's positionless ball now, but, we'll see.
Hey, we only got to worry about him 2 games, maybe 3. That's it.
Speaking of North Carolina, Kemba Walker, the point guard for the Charlotte Hornets, became their all-time scoring leader last night. Dale Curry was still their scoring leader. That says a lot right there. You think of all the dudes who came through there. LJ, Mourning, Glenn Rice. They weren't really there
Kendall
long.
Gill.
Yeah. I guess
none of them really stayed long.
No,
LJ got hurt, went to New York. Mourning ended up probably had his – did Mourning have his best years with the Heat or with the Hornets?
I say the Heat.
I know he won a championship with –
well, he won a title. He was the backup then.
He was the backup, okay.
That first Wade title. But that'd be an interesting 30 for 30 because that was a lot of talent on that team. They just couldn't get along.
Yeah. Very true.
So,
a lot of that was going on in the 90s.
Yes, it was. A lot of talented teams got broke up.
Because the Mavericks, they thought they was about to be good when they got Kidd and Jimmy Jackson and then Jamal Mashburn, and then was it Tony Braxton?
Tony Braxton broke them up.
Yeah.
So I think it was money in Charlotte. They paid Larry Johnson all that money. They refused to give Lonzo $100 million, so he left. All right, shout out to Kemba for getting that done. Kemba has done well in his career. I didn't think it was going to translate. I mean, he had that dope run at UConn, but solid career. He's in line for some bread. And my last dub of the night goes to, I believe the women call this guy Felon Bay, the cat who got the light-skinned cat who got locked up, and all the women loved his mugshot.
Oh, buddy with the green eyes?
Yeah. You heard how homie came home and then got a daughter of a billionaire pregnant?
Nah, I didn't. Nah, so he was actually locked up?
Yeah, he came home. He was a legit felon.
Oh, okay.
Came home, then got some girl pregnant. Her family's a billionaires. He got a seat at the table, cuz. How about it?
Damn, how did that happen?
Right. I guess she was really feeling that mugshot.
I mean, that had to be a reach out thing because,
right.
You got to know people that know people to be in company of billionaires.
She might have slid in the DMs.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm telling my age.
So, hey, it worked out for him. That's how to get back on your feet right there. He put a baby in the heels at the table.
I'm about to say he was probably good just getting there to, trick off a little bit of money, right. May probably buy him a whip, get him in a crib. He didn't knock her up. He going for Kevin Federline title, huh?
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say he started modeling a bit once he came home, so she could have caught up with him there too. But either way, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Ready to get into some football?
Yes, sir. I didn't have any dubs to give. Those were great that you gave, so appreciate. We have each other's back. When one dude homework, the other one just copy.
I ain't had nothing for a while. You had to hold us down. So.
Hey, man, it's been like that since 9th grade, so we just going to continue it. I did have one L, however.
What you got?
Need to give an L to, what's this boy's name? Daco Sarge? Is that his name from Philadelphia?
We got to do a sound effect for the big L.
Yeah, we'll have to find one for that. But last night after the game, was it last night?
That was last night.
Yeah, last night after the Cavs game, homie said he do not want to play LeBron James in the playoffs. I'm going to say sounded straight scared. Now, most people want to compete. They'll tell you, even if they in the back of their head really don't want to face him, they'll tell you on camera in front of a microphone, hey, we're going to compete. they agree he a great player, but we gonna hold on. Buddy threw in the towel before the match even got started. Said, "Nah, I don't want that problem," because he know he gonna have to probably be the one guard.
Man, people smell fear, and sharks see blood in the water. So
Yeah, man, that's
now. I mean, but can you blame him the way Bron been booming on everybody, just trucking them?
Hey man, I put my socks and shoes on and my shorts on just the same.
He don't want to end up on no poster like it's been working lately.
Hey man, like I said, even if I'm thinking that in the back of my mind, I'm damn sure not getting on camera saying it.
Oh no, because well, let me age just a bit. Ain't nobody dunking.
No layup rule. No layup rules.
Kids don't know that now. They'll let you dunk in the playoffs now. Try that shit in 1998, somewhere 88 to 89, somewhere around there. Brown
Right.
on the floor.
You're gonna find yourself on the ground.
Yes, sir. These kids are different now.
So,
all right, we're gonna start out a bit of football. We're gonna all right, the Giants, the New York Football Giants. They want to trade them. They don't. Odell put out a video the other day. It was interesting. I don't believe he's pressed about any of this stuff going on. That shit with Parmesan cheese, these trade rumors, nothing. Because I think in the back of his mind, he's real secure at the fact he knows damn well he ain't playing no football without no contract this year. He knows this. Nike don't pay him. He can probably go make club appearances right now, $150,000, $200,000 a night. Put him in the middle of the floor, he'd be dancing. So he's good.
Right. Yeah.
He's good.
2 first-round picks, though. I think we said this last show earlier in the week that we thought they was probably driving the price up. And you hear a lot of this shit come draft time. Drive the price up just to let him know, hey, for the right thing, we will ship your ass away. But knowing damn well probably the price is way too high for anybody to really jump on it.
Right.
So, like I said, this kind of leads me to think they want to go ahead and keep him. They just want him to tame some of that shit down and move a little bit better.
Now, I put all this stuff on here to talk about all the holes they got. Now, they finished 21st in offense. We know the offense is bad. Their offensive line was ranked 26th last year. Defense, with all that I'm trying to figure out what happened. It wasn't a lot of injuries because that defense was solid the year before. They spent all that money. And then it's like they sucked this year.
We know the corners went.
That's right, yeah.
Haywire. You had DRC. I think he was in and out of the lineup with injuries. Then he got sent home. And then the other corner, Jackrabbit, right? Did Jackrabbit get sent home?
Yeah, he got hurt.
So
Eli Apple was on one.
Eli Apple, that's the other one. They didn't cut him or get rid of him either, did they?
Not yet.
Okay. So they had a lot of moving parts on that defense last year. A lot of it probably was due to having to be on the field so damn much because the offense was trash.
Yes.
So, like I said,
well, my question with this is, if somebody came at you, let's say with that first, let's say the Rams came and said, we got 23, 87. Where the other pick at? Somewhere around there, another pick. 3 picks. Would you take it?
Was that a first and 2 seconds?
First, a third, and something else. I don't believe they have a second.
A first, a third, and what's the other? Like a fifth or something? Nah.
Somewhere around there. You wouldn't?
It's got to be an offer that blows me away. Because I'm really not. I'm saying, or I'm not really saying. I'm not really saying I want to keep him publicly. I ain't really saying I want to ship him publicly. So that means that they need an offer that's going to blow them away. That's not going to get it right there.
Unless he come out saying he want to go, but they control him either way though. Shit, and that's the funny thing. I mean, he can say all he want. They got the tag. So I was just looking at that, wondering with all the holes they got to fix, he gonna have to come out and force their hand. I just don't believe he want to do that because he wants to be in New York.
I mean, they do got a lot of. Well, I mean, if you think the defense can come back and do what it's supposed to do, and not play as bad as it did last year, then there may be some saving grace on that side. To me, the biggest thing that they needed to fix was the offensive line and running game.
Yes.
If you trade Odell, then you are pretty much opening up another hole.
Yeah, I was thinking.
You got Sterling Shepard, you got Evan Ingram at tight end.
They'd have to throw in Woods for me. Whatever deal.
I ain't doing it. I'm not
Yeah.
trading Odell Beckham for Robert Woods.
No, I mean I'm talking the first Woods, just a gaggle of picks. But no, I mean it may not come down to that.
There's got to be a lot of picks where I can get. I mean, there's got to be starters. It can't be some consideratory picks in like the fourth or fifth round. It's got to be first, second, or third.
Okay, so I'm looking at they got second 66. Yeah, he probably gonna be there. They got to come to some type of agreement on that money.
I would need them first 3 draft picks.
Well, these are their picks.
Oh, those are the Giants picks. Okay,
that's their pick. So if you can keep him you can keep your second, then you get 23 and get some other pieces. I mean, you can turn your team around because they ain't really spent no money outside of Nate Solder. This they damn sure need a running back. I've been telling these people Jonathan Stewart is not the answer, but
I don't think that signing was to be the lead dude. But I mean, the Giants in pretty good shape. They got 3 out of the first 100 picks, right? Or first 102 picks. So they in pretty good shape to stock up and do some things.
Yeah, well, damn. I guess these are the picks that came with that JPP trade. Anywho, on to another person who's malcontent right now. Le'Veon Bell came out yesterday. I didn't catch it initially. You hit me to it. You told me Le'Veon, you said he's on one. And I read it, and I said, damn, dog, he really is. Le'Veon Bell wants $17 million a year. He said he wants that same money that Antonio Brown is getting. Talked about Le'Veon a lot over the last year, people. Let's be very clear. I understand he is their second best wide receiver. You could say second or third now that Juju's there. He's legit. He gets the balls. But he was a running back. And the running back market, the highest paid is what, 8.5? I think your guy's second or close to first now, Jerick McKinnon, per year at least.
I don't know. Either him or Devontae. So it's like 8-9 million. Yeah,
they right around the same place. So if he wants 17 at a running back and it's 8.5, 9, that's a lot of bread. Would you really? Now I know we just talked about trading Odell. This don't seem like it's going the way they want it to. And he's at a position that gets beat up a lot. You keeping him too? Or would you take offers?
Yeah, I'm keeping him. Just because a player come out and say keep saying stuff, it's not keeping my mind off focus of what needs to be done. If we're still trying to get from 13.5 to 14, if there's still a gap with $1 million, which is why they still haven't had a deal, why is he coming out talking about 17 when you can't even get to the 14 that you initially said that you wanted? So right. To me, this is just talk.
Okay, they can't franchise him no more, correct? This
would be the third year, I believe.
It's the third? Oh.
Oh well, wait a minute. They can franchise you up to 3 times, right?
Oh well, shit. They own him another year then, so it's really nothing he can do.
Okay. They'll get it done. He's not getting 17 million, but they'll get it done at some point.
Okay. All right. Well, I would look at it if it was me.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at
it. What you asking for? What would you as a Carolina Panther GM right now? I know y'all finally got a GM.
Carolina. I don't want to be Carolina. I want to be Detroit. I'm Detroit, and
okay, what you okay? I'll play Steelers GM. What you call? What you got?
I got 20, 82.
No, bye.
Just like that, and
just like that. You started too low with 20.
For a running back who's coming off of knee surgeries and suspensions?
You haven't had a running back in when? Barry Sanders? You desperate.
Nah, I ain't that desperate.
Well,
I just brought in his homeboy Blunt. So if
you want to give me a late first round pick and 82nd is like what, a high third or a low second?
That's a high third.
Nah, bro.
Okay, so what if he decides to sit out on you? If y'all can't give him that 17, what if he?
He's not gonna sit out. Because he can't. If he sits out, he can't get his years of accrued to come free agent.
I'm discussing this with the wrong person because it's the person that don't make fantasy football trades. So you damn sure not gonna make.
Well, if you asking me to play GM, I'm gonna answer like a GM would. We ain't playing fantasy.
That's a first and a third for a disgruntled guy who's coming off of knee injuries. He is your best player. Yes, I agree.
We still have a Super Bowl window that we are still trying to get to.
What did he? Okay, yeah, he did ball against Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. He did do work in that.
He balled against Jacksonville. We probably lost to the Patriots the year before last because he didn't play.
He got hurt.
You know what I'm saying? he is a big part of the team. No, I can't let him walk for a first and a third. Those are good picks, don't get me wrong, but kind of like Odell. Okay, so let me ask you this. Who do you think is better right now, Odell or Lev Bell? I mean, I know they play different positions, but which one do you think is more impactful?
If it came down to, I think they're around the same age. Both think Odell's 25, he's 26.
Mm-hmm.
Odell only been hurt one time. Myself, I'd rather value a running back over a wide receiver.
Right. So if you think Odell worth 2 first-round picks,
I didn't say he's worth 2 first.
Okay, well let me ask you: Do you think he's worth? Do you think the Giants' asking price is too high with 2 firsts?
I think they're just putting that shit out there. They're reaching. They're reaching to get whatever because they're not going to get that.
No, I don't think so either. But okay, let's say this. Let's say somebody gave them 2 firsts. Would you be like, damn, that was a dumb trade? Or would you think?
Well, wide receiver, I would probably, yeah. A wide receiver, somebody got to throw you the ball. So right. I can take you away. Now, Le'Veon, you can't take a running back away because you can, but you're handing him the ball. So
right,
that's more value a running back than wide receiver.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at. Okay, so I understand now that you don't say Odell's worth 2 firsts, but whatever you think Odell is worth in the trade, Lev Bell's got to be worth more than that.
And I just wondered the trade market. I mean, it's moving, but nobody ever gets what they shouldn't get for a player at this. Nobody gets that. I mean, yeah, you're gonna say 2 firsts, but at this point, you're not gonna get that. If I'm Pittsburgh, I wouldn't even necessarily be worried. Well, he was a 3rd round pick.
And then two, how many teams got the cap space to give him a long-term deal? Because if you trade him, you got to go ahead and give him the long-term deal. Yeah. So who got the cap space to do that? Very few teams.
Yeah.
I would have loved for us to make that call, but I would have loved for us to make that call, but we had our sight set on McKinnon already, from what I read. But
I'm just interested to see how this plays out with him. I saw he tweeted out not too long ago. It's like he said, it's hard to get support in the town that sees you as the villain. I mean, this is Pittsburgh. He's talented, yes, but they found him in the 3rd round. And if they don't get that number right, I mean, 14.5 is good money. Hell, we said he should have took 12 a year ago.
Yeah. So, but what was the last number they offered? 13.5?
I believe it's 13.5. So he's making 14.5 this year on the tag. It was 12 last year.
Okay, yeah, so they offered 13.5, and he wants yearly what he's getting now on the tag. So he basically wants 14.5. That's what he said at first.
Okay.
And he wanted 14, but they was at 13. So they was $1 million apart.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't try to trade him for $1 million, but if you're going up.
That's why I don't understand. That's why I want to know is he back smoking weed, because that's why I say you wanted 14. They were not willing to come up from 13. What makes you think they're gonna go to 17?
I don't.
Is he suffering from CTE already? What is he, like 27, 28?
And didn't they draft a running back last year? A local kid?
They do have a nice little back there. I don't think he's ready to be a full-time number 1, but I think they do. They do have a nice little back there. I can't think of his name right off top.
It's some nice backs coming out this year. As we discussed, that's going to be telling right there. If they take a back between the 1st and the 3rd round.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
right
I think Sonny Michel would be a good fit up in Pittsburgh.
I'm trying to see where their 2nd round pick is, because that's right around where Sony is. I don't see them with a 2nd.
Well, I think Pittsburgh got some things to do on defense.
Yeah, they got to figure some defense out, but they got a lot of other shit to figure out. They ain't have $1 million in cap space.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Yes, sir.
All right. I had this on my list as an L, but I ended up putting it on here. Why does everybody in Washington hate Kirk Cousins this much? I mean, he's gone now. I mean, they really didn't like this guy, it seems like. You see the comments. You see what Jay Gruden said. Of course, Jay Gruden couldn't come out and say, hey, the guy we let go is better than the guy we're bringing in. I get that. But let me ask you, is Alex Smith that much better than Cousins?
That much better, like a wide gap? No.
Yeah, I mean, and he's older. Isn't he like 33 and Kirk's about to be 28? Yeah.
I think the only thing that you're going to get with Alex Smith that's a little bit better probably is less turnovers. He's a little more protective with the ball than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
definitely. But outside of that, you're just getting the same cat a different way.
Like 4,000 yards a year is like chump shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're still gonna be 8-8, 9-7, somewhere around there, give or take, if you're lucky.
But the funny thing about it is they don't talk about the defense. They let his two best wide receivers walk last summer, and he still found a way to get 4,000 yards. I mean, they got to say what they got to say, but
Hey, they're going to find out at some point next year or so that the problem ain't been behind center because they got rid of Robert Griffith. Kirk Cousins, our guy. We're gonna pay him. No, we're not gonna pay him. We're gonna tag him. Now he gone. Now you got Alex Smith in. Now we're in so much better shape than we were. The problem is the head coach.
They handed that dude $70 million guaranteed over these years. So Alex Smith is gonna be there.
Jay Gruden. That's Dre Gruden.
I just felt like that was some sucker shit. They've been doing that. Every last one of them. I mean, I guess that was like the team, we're all going to attack Kirk. Kirk ain't featuring y'all. He got $84 million guaranteed. He's out with a good defense. I hope they play next year. I want to see it. Next up, let's talk about I guess it was finally some rules passed. We talked about the catch rule. That was passed unanimously. They came up with a new rule in regards to it's a 15-yard penalty for lowering your head to initiate contact. Football ain't gonna be football soon, is it?
Nah, probably 10 years or so. It's gonna be 7-on-7.
Flags, huh?
No, it's and this is more in tune with what college does.
Yeah, their targeting rule.
Yeah, and then I think also within this, they now that the referees from the central location or whatever from the command center in New York have the ability to tell the in-game referees to eject a player or not.
Yeah, I think that's the Odell Beckham, Josh Norman rule. They should call it that. Both of them should have got sent home that game, but they kept them in there. Them refs clean lost control of that game. I think they mentioned they would have got Gronk last year when he dropped that bow on that boy. He got to stay in the game.
Yeah.
They looking out for health. You can't knock me for health. You can't knock them for that. But it is definitely not going to be the game that we discussed. The touchback is officially at the 25-yard line. I thought that was already in place. They said they just been trying it for the last 2 years. But now, what else we got? Now, I kind of like this situation with this head coach where they said that basically you can sign the contract if you're coaching in the playoffs, you can sign the contract and still finish up with your other team. They trying to avoid that Josh McDaniels bullshit.
Right. Did he get enough votes to pass? Because I know
they tabled it.
Okay, because I know the Colts, the one that got jobbed by, they actually voted against it.
Yeah.
It was either Chris Ballard, the GM, or the coach. They came out and said, when playoffs are going on and we expect to be in the playoffs coming up, next several years, we want our teams focused on the playoff games. We don't want to have to worry about coaching and coaches being distracted because of other jobs. So even with them getting jobbed by this, and this rule could have benefited them if it were in place, they still voted against it. So I think that says a lot about how teams mentally want to be prepping for games and not be worried about outside shit. But at the same time, is it worth putting a rule in place with this happening once?
I wouldn't do it anyway because at the end of the day, let's say they would have locked him into that contract and he had second thoughts off top. You want somebody coming there half-assed, or you want them really wanting to come?
Right.
I'm paying you millions of dollars to not want to work with me, but you're locked into a contract now. Nah, you don't want that shit. Somebody, if they want to be there, they'll be there. So
yeah. And speaking of the Colts,
I heard
they say he's throwing.
They said he's throwing.
They say Andrew Luck is throwing. We don't have no tape.
No tape.
If anybody out there got tape, please tweet Rike 6000 or Diego Barish or at AA Sportscast because we need that video of Andrew Luck throwing. They say it's happened. I want to see it.
Well, we're gonna find out next month. Don't minicamp start next month?
I think they got some workouts in April, but minicamp is May. Sometime May. Yeah.
We'll find out soon. Now, from what I understand, he's not like throwing hard, but he's throwing.
Oh, so he on that Markel Fultz.
Right.
He throwing check downs and swing passes right now. That's about it.
We ain't gonna see nothing until July. Nothing. he'll be on the sideline with that neck beard, cooling. We won't see nothing until July. But hey, at least they speaking on him now. At least they speaking on him. Speaking of quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson had his pro day today. I didn't hear anything negative come out about it outside of the fact that he didn't run the 40. Now, I know we ain't got no mock drafts on here, but Mel Kiper let one out yesterday, and he got Arizona taking Lamar at 15.
15.
Yeah, I mean, that's solid to me.
Yeah, I've been seeing most of the mocks I've been seeing, got him probably late first round.
Yeah.
Going around there. I mean, if Arizona like him that much, then they may have to take him at 15 because he may not last until middle of the second round.
Yeah, I really want to see him end up in New Orleans. I think that'd be a solid place for him. Very solid place with Sean Payton, learning behind Breeze. But if he get a chance to go up there to Arizona, I'm pretty sure he'll be playing by week 8. Week 8, week 9. Because Sam Bradford's knees will not hold up. They will not.
Yeah. But I don't want him to get, because he's gonna need a right situation with the right coaching. The right, maybe even a system in place. And I don't know if I want him going to Arizona.
Nah, I mean, if I had my choice, it'd be New Orleans. But if it were to happen, we need to be prepared for him playing. Well, they signed Bradford and they signed Glennon. So maybe they would play Glennon ahead of him.
Well, maybe let me elaborate. The reason I say that is because you got some beast teams that are forming in that NFC West.
Yes, sir.
And I ain't looked at the rest of Arizona's schedule. But you don't want to stick Lamar Jackson in there and have him getting beat up, his first year. And, that could stunt his growth. So that's what I don't want.
I thought you were speaking also in regards to a defensive head coach. I don't know who the OC is, but yeah, I think I mentioned it before. I know I mentioned it before. Deshaun Watson ended up at the right place. It's not all about where you go. It's if it's the right place. It wouldn't be bad for Lamar to sit. It wouldn't be bad.
Maybe the Falcons take him at the end of the first round.
Shit, why not? What they pick? 25?
Somewhere around there.
25, 26, somewhere around. Hey, that wouldn't be bad.
You know what I'm saying? You know what, Matt Ryan? We decided against paying you $130 million.
That wouldn't be bad. That would put some heat on them negotiations.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yes, sir.
Because who is their backup? Matt Schaub?
I think so.
But Matt's gonna be playing at least another 5, 6, 7
years.
Yeah,
May got some years left. I'm just saying because they probably won't do it. Of course, this is us talking fantasy GM again.
Yeah.
But because you start looking at these teams paying these quarterbacks all this money, of course you have to be real savvy GM wise to be able to fill out the rest of your team when you're giving these quarterbacks all this money. Get a rookie quarterback, then you can spread the money out, elsewhere, similar to what Seattle did. They was able to win that Super Bowl with Russell on his rookie deal. That's how they was able to pay everybody else.
Dog, you put Lamar Jackson on that dome turf.
With Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
With Julio on the outside. That'd be like Michael Vick coming back. That's
why I said it.
This city would be on fire. You going on record? That's an official conspiracy theory or no? It's just speculation.
Nah, because they're not gonna draft him. They probably gonna.
That's not a bad idea though.
Not first round. They won't.
That's not a bad idea. Not at all. What do they draft in the second? He ain't gonna go that far.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't gonna drop to 58. So.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. Well.
Should I go up to catch?
I'm about to say he could possibly drop to somewhere around the top of the second. And if they got a second and a third, if they take their second round pick, if they got like a high third, maybe they can trade that and move up in the second round and get him.
Yeah. It's not bad, dog. It's not bad at all.
But don't the Falcons got some other issues to address?
They got a lot of issues to address.
Because the pressure's on them this year. Super Bowl in their backyard. So they not rebuilding. That would be a rebuild move to draft Lamar Jackson that high.
I feel like you and I both. I'm not a Falcons fan. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, but I do see the fact these cats won 10 games last year. I don't understand why the skies fall. They won 10 games. If Julio would have caught that ball, they would have been on to the third round. People act like they didn't beat the Rams in LA last year. This shit ain't bad, man. It's really not.
Yeah.
People just gotta come to grips. Matt Ryan's getting paid. And that's just crazy to me. I listen to sports radio in Atlanta sometimes, and he's a team player. Man, please. Let somebody walk in your job, tell you to take a pay cut for the team. See what you do. See what you do.
Kiss my ass for the team. How about that?
Bingo, bango. All right, let's jump to some basketball.
Tell our subpar head coach to take a fucking pay cut.
Hey, he should be gone.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. This is his year to start getting some heat.
You think so?
I mean, the first year they blamed. He didn't even get blamed for the Super Bowl shit. They blamed Shanahan. They blame Matt for not checking out of the play. They blame everybody but the fucking head coach.
Monte for not picking up the blitz. Everybody got blamed but him.
Everybody got blamed but the fucking head coach.
I was listening to the call come in. He could have easily said something.
You know what I'm saying? Let that have been any other coach. Let that have been Mike Tomlin.
Shit.
Let that have been your boy, Rivera.
Yeah.
Let that have been anybody. Even Belichick.
I like him so much. What does he have on them?
This year he need to get some questions answered this year. Because last year they blamed it on Sark. Last year it was Sark's fault. Why Ryan ain't playing the way he did in the MVP year?
Was this Sark's fault? All these goddamn fourth downs he was going for?
Hey man, it was enough blame to go around. It was, Sark he had some bullshit play calls at times. Absolutely. Yeah. But again, the head coach is standing over there letting his ass call the bullshit from week to week. We also forget, we don't forget, a lot of people, Falcons fans, forget that your team led the fucking league in drop passes last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sark dropped those.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you didn't have the pass rush that you had last year, I don't think. That would mean the year before.
Hey, man.
Your head coach is directly responsible for that.
Well, they got a lot to figure out in Atlanta. Y'all got a lot to figure out.
But even with all that said, they still won 10 games.
They still won 10 games. They still won more.
They still won 10 games.
Buffalo at home. Miami hawked them down at home. They should have won maybe 13, 14 games last year.
And I thought about that, and then I'll say before we can move on to basketball, you're right. Those are two games, the Buffalo game and the Miami game, they should have won. But then they won two games that they probably should have lost. The Bears game and then the Lions game, was it, I think?
Yeah, yes. The Lions beat them, but that shit got overturned. Yeah.
So them two. So
Julio dropped that damn touchdown dead in the end zone.
Yeah.
So we'll see where
the Falcons ain't far off. They should be better this year. Sark had to have another year to get his feet wet or get his feet on the ground, get acclimated. Falcons, you fine. The NFC was loaded last year. And you still made the playoffs and won 10 games. You're fine.
You won a road playoff game.
Yeah, and it was that close to winning the second one against what happened to be the eventual Super Bowl champions. That could have very well been y'all standing right back in that same position. You're fine. Don't panic.
Last thing we're going to get off of it. We watched that game in a bar in Atlanta. They was expecting to lose. These fans were expecting to lose. This is what they expect to lose.
Yeah.
There's no faith that shit's going to get done. That's why they're screaming the sky is falling now.
But at some point, are they going to get a 30 for 30? Because, Cleveland Browns and Cleveland Cavaliers, we didn't see the 30 for 30s on these teams that have had losing seasons for years and decades. And that's the team. It gets embedded in your mind. We're going to lose. They're going to find some kind of way to mess it up. At some point, is that Atlanta?
We're going to have to chalk that up to this was a bad calendar year. Because Georgia should have won the damn national championship.
I don't want to talk about that.
All right, let's move on. All right, big dog, we're down to the final four. Let's let you lead off because clearly your picks mattered and mine were worth a shit last week. But we're here. Loyola Chicago, the Michigan Wolverines, Villanova, and Kansas. Isn't it dope to have Michigan back? Michigan needs to be good for college basketball.
Yeah, it is pretty cool to have them back. And our apologies, we didn't even mention Michigan or Villanova really in the show the other day. But we figured we'd come back. We had another day to do a breakdown anyway. So you got Michigan going up against Loyola Chicago and Villanova playing Kansas.
Yeah.
My prediction, I got to stay on that Sister Jean train.
Yeah.
Loyola Chicago versus Villanova for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
With Nova taking the chip.
You know what? Jay Wright is going to have 2 titles over the last 4 years, right?
3.
Over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Didn't his guy win National Player of the Year today? Brunson?
Brunson, I believe he did.
They recruited.
Oh, I know he was in the running, so let me take it.
I believe he won. I believe he did win it. Hey, man. They beat who's in front of them. I'm going to have to go with you on Loyola Chicago. I'm not going against that none again. I'm not. That was 2 games in a row I picked them to lose. I'm not going against them.
Well, you know, it could come to an end.
Those are veterans playing in that game though. They ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, they're here. Hey, if not,
and that's another thing with some of the mid-major schools is that you got guys who are older, juniors and seniors, they've been playing together for 3-4 years. And to me, you give me especially a one and done tournament, you give me that team versus the one and done team. You know what I'm saying? The freshman team loaded with superstar talented freshmen. But no, give me that experience when it comes to a tournament, one game to win.
That's just taking it back to when we used to play when we was kids. We go to the gym and stuff. You know, you might have the kids who can catch the lobs and do all that stuff, but you play them old dudes pulling jerseys and setting screens and can actually shoot, play good defense. I mean, like you said, in a one and done situation, I'm gonna go with experience all day long. And I think it's really cool to see these mid majors. They're getting real players, solid players. It ain't the thing of I'm not gonna be on national television no more. You don't need that shit. Social media, YouTube, you're gonna be seen.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about that no more.
A lot of these mid majors are getting on TV. I mean, you look at what Butler's done. Butler's on TV. I've probably seen more Butler games on national TV than I've watched SEC basketball games.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They out there. They out there.
Yep.
They've made a name for themselves. Davidson. So Steph Curry kind of put them on the map. But, you know, these teams, they get in there, they make names for themselves, and they ride it. Now watch next year. We're gonna see probably Nevada, Loyola, Chicago. We're gonna see more of these teams. We're gonna start seeing them more and more. I mean, you start checking for them anyway once they get to a certain point, but they get popular.
We got a story, few places down. We're gonna talk about. Well, we had about this NCAA thing, but all right. Jeff Capel took the Pittsburgh job.
Hold on. Who did you pick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Nova because they're more complete over Kansas. Kansas hit a lot of jump shots in that game, but they only got one big. And I'm not going against the none, so I'm gonna take Nova as well. I'm gonna take Nova as well in the title game.
Okay.
So
I mean, Kansas played like that though. Them hitting all them shots, that wouldn't have flew. That's just how they play. The thing for them is when they're not making them, it's a wrap because they have nothing else really to go to on the inside.
Yeah, I like a little bit more balance to it, you know. But I mean, I can't talk about balance nowadays. You either dunking or shooting a three.
Well, that's why I like Villanova though. They have a little bit more balance.
I'm gonna go with balance. I like balance.
There you go. Okay.
Jeff Capel took the Pittsburgh job. He has been on Duke's staff for 7 years. I did not know he's been there that long.
That's it?
Now, I know he went to Oklahoma and he coached somewhere else for a while.
Oh, okay. So that's right. He came back after he got fired.
Right.
It's been 7 years since he came back. Gotcha.
Okay. He was pretty much, from what I read, their lead recruiter. You think this hurts him? I just think it hurts him though. I mean, it seemed like we asked the same question when Wojo went to Marquette. Did we? Well, I don't know if we put him on the same level as far as recruiting. Don't it seem like? I mean, I don't want to be racial. Don't it seem like Duke's been more black? A lot more. Like,
I mean, that's been for a minute though. But
no, I'm saying, so it seems like we getting a lot of them now. A lot of inner city kids.
Well, they switching and going to get the one and done cats. That's what changed. So, you know, but they still got the upstate New Jersey cats like Kyrie Irving. They still go get them dudes.
Yeah, they can hoop. I'm not saying them. I'm not saying them Country kids can't hoop. They can hoop.
I was about to say, yeah, because they ain't going to the hood getting none. I ain't seen none of them yet.
I'm trying to think. Jabari's from the inner city, wasn't he? He's from Chicago.
Yeah, he's from Chicago, but he was a little different, you know.
No, they ain't had nobody from the hood.
Yeah.
Nah. Gary Trent, daddy played basketball. I mean, pro ball. So,
I mean, you can't sleep on Chi-Town, but I guess you can be around. I guess you can be in the environment and not be a subject to the environment.
Nah, you 100. They had no. I mean, that's the only one I can really think of.
You know what I'm saying? Because usually cats like that, cats like Jabari, if you got real OGs in your neighborhood, they're gonna isolate a cat like that from the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, young man, you play ball, do whatever it is you do, you get the fuck up out of here. Nobody fuck with them. If you know what I'm saying, that's how it should go.
Came out of there, AD came out of there, Derrick Rose, and they seem to be solid kids. So yeah. But I'm hoping they take a step back. You know, instead of getting the top 3 picks, maybe get one of them. You know?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think who else is on that bench will step up. I know Nate James has been on that bench for a while.
Nolan Richards.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith, I'm sorry.
I don't see either one of them coming up to be first assistant. You know what I'm saying? Because they usually sit on that back row of coaches. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. No, Tommy Amaker not there no more. The not Davidson. Johnny Dawkins. Is he still on the bench?
Remember, he went to go to Stanford, but I don't even think I'm sure he's not at Stanford no more.
Okay.
Sure.
That's interesting.
A couple years ago, we were thinking that Coach K was going to quit at some point. Who was going to get that job?
Right. Because we kept joking about Wojo being an assistant for like 20 years. He was just waiting on that to come available.
Yeah, he went and got a job somewhere. I think he's coaching DePaul.
Who?
Wojo.
Well, Wojo, I thought he left for Marquette.
Marquette. I'm sorry, I said DePaul is Marquette. I know he's gone. Chris Collins went and got a job. So
that's the other one. That's the one I'm pissed. Chris Collins. Okay.
Yeah. So hey, I hope it hurts. I hope it hurts.
Okay. Well, here's the answer. How the hell he get promoted? Wait a minute. Okay, this got to be old. Well, this is talking about Jeff Capel getting elevated to associate head coach. Now he's gone. John Shire, remember him?
Yeah.
He was assistant coach. So maybe it's him that's going to be moving up. Yeah, it's got to be him because they got him as first assistant. It's him, Nolan Smith, Nate James, Johnny Dawkins still on the staff.
Oh, he is? What do you think? Coach K got at least another 5.
Got about fucking 6, 7 coaches.
Yeah, it's a lot of dudes on that bench.
All right, here we go. Okay. So instead of looking at old Google searches, here we go. Duke website. So Nate James, John Shire, Nate James and John Shire are the associate head coaches. So I guess they were next in line. And you got Nolan Smith, he's just a special assistant. David Bradley is the director of basketball operations. Never heard of him. And that is pretty much it. So I guess it is Nate James.
It don't seem like he's been that far removed from playing. It's like I remember him playing. Yeah. John Shire,
yeah, he played.
That was when they were like in between. They weren't really good, but they were relevant.
Did he play with Kyrie?
Maybe that was the year he played and Kyrie was out.
Kyrie was out. I want to say he had to carry a team.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he did play. I think he was on that team that Kyrie got hurt.
That's not that long.
No, it's really not.
That wasn't that long ago.
That's why I was surprised. I was surprised to see his name on the list.
Right.
But look at us. Look at Carolina. Sean May on the bench.
Yeah.
That was what 05. We won that title.
Yeah.
No, that was 09.
Well, shit, that's 9 years. So
yeah. So
tried to play pro ball somewhere, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, hey, either way it goes, I hope it goes terrible and your picks, your recruits don't play well. Go Heels. Next up. Well, this is the first one. This is the first 5-star recruit who said, I would rather go make $26,000 than go play college basketball and attempt to go to class. This guy came out today. His name is Darius Bazile. He is skipping college and plans to go to the G League.
So what's his stipulation? Because a lot of them would do that. They're just not eligible. So is he a year removed? Is he 19? What's
he played in the game last night.
Yeah, but how long has he been out of school? That's the thing.
Oh, I didn't know. So
You remember it's stipulation. You can't just graduate high school and come to the league. You had the rule is
I
you have
thought
to
that was
be.
for the NBA, not the G League.
I got you. I didn't know the G League had different rules.
Yeah, the NBA, that's a year removed, but this is this is what they're trying to promote now more.
I got you.
Trying to get them in that situation. You know the funny thing, $26,000. You know they have a booster that would slide that to a kid, no problem.
Yeah.
I just think it should be a free market. I really think it should be free market. If y'all got the bread and you want to pay them, kind of like Major League Baseball, there's no salary cap, no nothing. If the kid wants to go there and y'all want to pay him, so what? It'll never be that way, but
you know what really happened though, right?
What's that? He got his SAT score, found out he's gonna be ineligible.
Nah, he thought about it. He's like, do I really want to go to Syracuse and play in this fuck ass zone for 4 years? Or however long I'm gonna be here. Nope.
He said that zone that's gonna fuck up my defense. I ain't gonna know how to play man.
He's like, nope. I'll pass.
I'm waiting to hear Boeheim cry about this because he's gonna be mad.
He's always whining about something, man.
Always mad. Always mad. All right,
so next up.
Speed this thing on up.
All
right, this long ass paragraph I got here. Did you see this the replay of this? Steven Jackson on Tony Parker?
No, but if it came from Jack.
Bruh. You talk about we'll talk about it should be a fire sound for the way he went off in regards to this whole Kawhi Leonard thing. Bruh. You reading these comments?
No, I'm reading it now. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, Steven Jackson came out and in so many words said Tony Parker was a sucker. Manu was a sucker. He said outright, Tony ain't got the balls to speak on Kawhi being hurt. He said this all came from Pop. Pop told him to do this. How you gonna speak on another man being hurt? And he goes back to them losing in the playoffs in 12, talking about Tony was jealous and didn't want to pass him the ball. That's why they lost.
Oh, wow.
I lost respect. We've been kind of critical. You see this shit? This was on live TV.
He didn't want to pass me the ball in game 6 after I hit 6 threes in a row. So I know the type of person Tony is. He can be selfish. And by this comment, I won't be surprised if this makes Kawhi want to leave. Because your teammates go against you in the media not having your back. You know that's not coming from – that's coming from up top. Why would you want to be there?
Let me ask you this. Tony Parker, a French dude.
Croissant eating the mother.
He ain't gonna respond. We know this, right? Steven Jackson's from Port Arthur.
Right.
He's not gonna respond.
Nah, Tony Parker it's gonna be crickets.
Yeah, they're not gonna say a word. But it's like I understand why Tony did it. Now, I didn't agree with how he said, "Oh, my injury was 100 times worse." How you know?
And I think that's the sucker part right there.
That's the sucker part.
That's the sucker part.
So and that definitely came from up top. That definitely came.
Just like we talked about Jay Gruden's comments a few minutes ago. It wasn't that he shouldn't. I get it. Hype your new quarterback up. I get it. But when you start talking about, oh, he's so much better than the last guy we had here, sucker shit.
How you know? I mean, how you know? Alex Smith, Kirk Cousins. Hell, I'm banking off him being 5 years younger. If anything.
Yeah.
Y'all gave him 70. They gave him 84. Y'all couldn't have found no middle ground to keep this guy? Come on.
Yep.
Sucker shit. Just keep it sucker free, people.
Yes, sir.
This next story was an L. This was an L all day long.
It was all good just a week ago.
Should we give IT a L or should we give Danny a L? Because Danny and them had to be telling that boy to play through that shit. We got you. Last year, they had to be telling him that.
Well, they shut him. I thought it did happen before the playoffs. I mean, they shut him down in the playoffs.
But he said he got hurt before the end of the regular season. He said Cat fell on him, but he played through. They were playing up in Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns fell on him. He played through, and he finally couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, I mean, more times than not, just as an athlete, forget what the organization tells you, you're gonna probably try and play through it, especially at the point in the season where they were trying to make a playoff run.
Yeah, and I get that, and I I really get that. But this cat lost a lot of money. I don't think I've ever seen nothing like this before.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. I mean, because from what I've been hearing, the Celtics, the Cavs, and now the Lakers have all been telling him that he needed to have surgery, and he just kept refusing to do it.
Why would he not get cut in March of last year if he was just team stuff?
Some people don't want to go under that needle, and for the same reason, probably because the contract. He didn't want to go under that knife with a contract coming up. He figured he'd try to rehab, get that contract signed, and then try to figure it out after. He didn't want to go under that knife before free agency started.
But you know what, though? He was probably under the impression he was going to be there, too.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing, too. Yeah, you're right about that.
That's the big thing. He really thought. You know, he been saying for what? Since the playoffs, they're going to back the Brinks truck up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's hurt again. He's going to be out for 4 months. Now, I put on here some contracts signed last summer, and I'm assuming these guys, you would agree they're on his level or he's better than them. I ain't even put the big point guards. I'm just these cats here. I don't even think he can get that money right now.
Well, he's definitely not getting Drew Holiday or Kyle Lowry money.
Would you say that he's better than Drew Holiday? I like Drew Holiday too, but it's close.
That is,
he still is 5'7", right?
Yeah, and he's more. I mean, he's a shooting guard in a little person's body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drew is more of a true point guard. You know what I'm saying?
So okay,
Not that I think he's worth 5 years, $125 million. But I mean, Patty Mills 4 years, $50 million. He probably can't get that. Darren Collison 2 years, $20 million. That's probably his speed right there.
That dude lost a lot of money, fam. A lot.
I mean, but was he ever really? I mean, I know there was a lot of talk about it, but was Danny Ainge really gonna max him out?
Hell no. I mean, I think Boston had no choice at that point last year. They were probably gonna do it because it was closing time. Everybody was excited, but we said that in the playoffs last year before he got hurt. There is no way in hell I'm handing him $200 million. Who in the fuck is he gonna guard? Who can I put him on and say, dog, you got him tonight. Lock him up.
Yeah. Not happening. But yeah, it's a shame. Now, from what I understand, the Lakers are still interested in doing some type of deal with him, so he might have to do like a 1 year, prove it or whatever.
But you know what that's depending on? That's a win. But that's depending on if Bron comes. If Bron or Paul George don't come, then they got to spend the money, so hell, they'll give it to him. But he's pretty much in a waiting pattern, waiting on what Bron gonna do.
And if they're talking 4 months, watch he's not gonna be ready for the start of the season.
Okay. I mean, April, May, June, July. Oh, you got time. Season gonna start till Halloween.
Nah, no, starts early October now.
Okay.
Is it 4 months for recovery, or is it 4 months so he can start back?
That's a good question. They ain't saying I'll let you.
I mean, if they're saying 4 months for back on the court 100% healthy, okay, he got a chance. But if they're saying 4 months and then he can start trying to get back on the court, nah.
Give me a we know we just talked about the Lakers. Just ballpark a team that you can see that he could go to and play. Now, I like the fact that he decided to come off the bench. I love that because he should be winning 6th Man of the Year left and right.
I would say, are we talking about rebuilding teams or are we talking about contenders? Because he can come play for the Hawks.
No, I wouldn't. But yeah, he could. He could start for him. I take.
That's what I say. If he wants to start, it's going to be a team like that.
Right. Let's say contending teams. I mean, he got to be 30 at this point. So I'm assuming. So let's just say $10 million a year, and he get the win if it's possible.
Let's see. So let's look at the playoff teams in both conferences right now.
New Orleans off their bench.
Okay. I mean, off the bench, then it's a plethora of choices. But if you're talking about starting, his choices are very few.
All right, you said playoff teams.
He ain't starting for none of them.
No.
None of them.
I mean, okay, man. Is he better than Ricky Rubio? I think so.
He better score than Rubio. I'd rather have Rubio running.
Bring him off the bench there.
Yeah, I'd rather have Rubio running my offense.
Yeah. You know
No, I
what?
mean it depends on what you want from him. If you want the microwave, Vinny Johnson, you know what I'm saying, lightning in the bottle, that kind of bring him in as a six man. If you want somebody to start and run your team, he ain't your dude.
Nah, that's not the case. All right, we can we know what the standings are. We got about 8 games left, so we could probably table that. All right. Cat got 56 versus the Hawks last night, and everybody's all over him. Where do you rank him as bigs? I think I still like Boogie and Embiid better.
My bigs right now, if I had to rank my bigs right now, I'm going.
I gotta start including Jokic and the other boy in Portland. They're solid too. They're very solid.
Yeah, the one, especially one in Denver. I'm going AD. Then
Okay.
I'm going.
Let me ask you this: Am I wrong for not? He's a big, but I look at him more as a 4. But in today's NBA, he is 5.
I mean, are we talking just fives, or are we talking just? I mean,
Well, you know what? Go ahead and leave him in.
AD, Cat, and then what was the other one?
I like Boogie Embiid.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, Embiid. So let me get AD, Embiid, Cat, and then Boogie.
Man, I'm really interested to see what this Achilles does to Boogie's game. I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
interested to see.
that's the only thing that's probably hurting him. And I really like Cat versatility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got him behind Embiid, but I think he's probably more fluid on the perimeter than Embiid.
Speaking of Embiid, did you see what they came out with right before we went on?
I see you got slapped last night. What? He get concussion protocol?
He gonna have to get facial surgery. His eye got messed up. That's 2. They said
2 weeks.
2 to 4.
Okay.
So they
So
talking
the
about
positioning.
playoffs might not be. They probably gonna fall because
They're 4 right now. It's only about 8 games left. They should be able to hold off the Wizards. So they probably won't drop. They'll probably stay right there at 4 or 5. If they need to hold 4 because
Miami need to win some games.
huh?
If he's hurt that long, Miami should be moving up them charts.
I mean, with 8, they 4 games back. It's only like 8 games left.
Shit, they need Embiid. Well, they got a talented team.
Right. And I don't know. And I don't think their schedule is that tough.
Okay, so
4 games to make up a 4-game gap with only 8 left. That's a tall task.
that means you falling off the cliff.
Yeah, that's a tall task, and that's considering Miami went out. You know what I'm saying?
This actually might not be a bad thing for them with him being hurt because they can kind of get some run with folks going forward. You know, feature him a little bit more.
To me, what they need to figure out with Fultz is he going to be on the court with the starters or is he going to run the second unit? Because to me, him and Ben are going to dominate the ball. Those are the two that they need to figure out how to play together if that's what they're going to do.
I don't know how that's going to work.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Embiid being out gets them into any closer to how that's going to work. They have to figure it out.
I think at the time I said I would have rather taken Tatum to play 3 for them if I was them for what they already had. Because they were saying off top, Ben was the point guard. It seemed like they needed scoring. I felt like Tatum could have been that. He would have brought shooting at least, but hindsight's 2020. We're gonna see.
No, but Fultz is a scorer though.
No, I know. Yeah. But he needs the ball in his hand. He was supposed to be a point, but he needs the ball. If Ben's the point guard with the ball in his hand, both of y'all can't dribble at the same time.
Yeah, but Ben, I see a lot. I see Ben take a backseat a lot. He'll bring the ball up the court and then he'll dish it off and he'll let whoever do their thing and he'll kind of step back and then he'll step back in. So I think he can let folks kind of try to work a little bit. But I would just bring folks out the second unit at this point.
I mean, yeah, for now. I mean, hell, he ain't played but a few games. I think they would have beat Indiana in that first round.
I mean, they still probably may.
Yeah, hopefully he gets back healthy. All right, injuries, last story of the night. KD and Draymond are back. Steph's out. Have you heard anything about Clay's thumb?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're assuming the playoffs they'll have at least 3 of the 4. And John Wall is suiting up tonight, but he will not play. I want him in his uniform with them sunglasses on. I need that to happen. I need it, dog. That's all. So,
Yeah, they got some. Wizards got some work to do. They've been free falling.
yes, sir. Oh, I meant to say this earlier. Shout out to Bryce Harper. He's going into his last year of contract with the Washington Nationals, and they say he is going to get $400 million this summer. Sweet Jesus. If you don't have young Diego playing baseball, sweet Jesus.
Man, we got the T-ball thing set up right now. It's set up at all times in the house too. Just
$400 million.
Oh man, that's wow.
$400 million.
And that probably won't even be his last deal.
Oh nah, and they were crying about A-Rod. What? That was $100 million ago. And Mike Trout's coming up too. What the hell is he gonna get?
And did he already get a deal?
I think he did an arbitration deal. That they've been doing that 1 year thing with him because he's still coming off that rookie deal. But his big payday is coming.
A lot of money floating around baseball, and I'm trying to figure out who the hell watching.
Right. Right. Y'all won't hear much baseball. I talked about it today, but I don't really feature baseball till after the All-Star break.
I saw something today before we get out of here that I forget his name, but a guy that I guess he had some season tickets home plate right behind home plate for the Marlins. Mm-hmm. He no longer was going. He announced that he no longer will have the tickets because his offer got rejected.
I heard something about that, but I ain't look into it.
$200,000. They said that's not enough. To watch the Marlins, who just got rid of their best player, by the way.
They do that every couple of years. They get good players and sell them. Man, they should be paying him to come sit behind home plate.
Yeah, so I don't know what Jeter got going on up there, but
oh, that's right. He is in charge. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So
man, he's gonna get executive of the year for helping the Yankees by giving them Stanton. Let's get up out of here.
The rich get richer, baby. All right, man, we're finna get up out of here. People, we appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Again, this is AA Sports, Straight Sports, No Chaser. This is episode 96, 97?
98.
One of them. We got episode 100 coming up in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that. Hey, tell these people where to reach you at on social media.
At ReK6000, holla at me. And I'm taking trade offers for Odell and Le'Veon.
Oh, man. Reach your boy at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also, check us out on the YouTube channel and on the Spreaker platform as well. We got our final 4 picks in. I think we both picked Villanova to win. No intrigue there. Need to get an update on our bracket challenge and see who's up. I think Glass is probably up on that, but we'll see. Anything else for the people before we get up out?
Nah, that's it.
All right, man. Y'all have a good Easter weekend, man. Be safe if you celebrate. If not, that's all good and fine. And Dandy, 2, fire the girl up. Hell, be merry.
Yes, sir.
Hey, sports, baby. We out of here. Y'all have a great weekend again. Be easy. Peace.